Keyword selection is the most important part of search engine optimization. So many people devote so much time and energy doing SEO only to find that either they never get top Google ranking, or if they do get good ranking, they don't get much traffic. SEO is a big topic, and what we're going to do now is look at the bare essentials, just the stuff we need to optimize our press releases. When choosing keywords for our press release, there are 4 things we absolutely need to know. 1. How many web pages am I competing against? In other words, do I stand a cat in hell's chance of getting a top ranking, or should I try something a bit less competitive? 2. How many searches are made each month for that term? In other words, if I do get a good Google ranking, does it mean I'll actually get some visitors? 3. Is it a long tail? Don't worry, I'll explain that in a moment. And 4. Is the keyword actually used by my prospects? This is incredibly important, and as far as I can see, none of the other courses on search engine optimization really covers it. Lots of visitors is great, but only if they're really interested in what you've got to offer. Competing web pages. First, how many web pages am I competing against? Remember, if it's a colossal number, I probably won't get on page 1 for Google. So, how can I do a quick check? Dead easy. Just do a Google search for the key term. Suppose I'm a chiropractor in Tallahatchie. That sounds a pretty good key phrase, so let's try it. I key it in, there we are. I'm competing against 1.8 million web pages for that term. That's not the end of the world, by the way. In real life, I've got search terms in position number 1 that are competing against much more than that. So it sounds like we've got a possible contender here. Or have we? How many people use it? Google has got a fabulous free service designed to help you find the best key phrases. It's called Keyword Planner. It's easy to use, but a bugger to get into. So I devoted a whole lesson to Keyword Planner, where you can look over my shoulder and watch what I do step by step. So suffice it right now to just show you what it looks like. So I key in my search phrase, and Google has no data for that search term. In other words, not a single person used it last month. That means that perhaps 500,000 people between them have optimized 1.8 million web pages for a term that is utterly useless. At least we won't make that mistake. In our previous example, chiropractor Tallahatchie, we used a 2-word key phrase. It's incredible how many people take the term keyword too literally. They use a single word, but no one doing a Google search ever uses a single word. Just think about it. If you wanted to buy a house in Birmingham, you would never do a search on house. You'd end up with too many pages, most of which wouldn't even be in your own country, and many not even for sale. Much more likely, you'd probably type in something like house for sale Birmingham, and that is what's meant by our long tail key phrase. Do my prospects use it? This is all about thinking like a customer, forgetting what it is we sell and thinking what it is that people buy. Ironically, a lot of salespeople get this wrong. Buyers and sellers often use very different terms to describe the same thing. As an example, in the computer software industry, almost all software houses loathe the term software. We don't flog software. It's not posh enough. So what they sell is solutions. But when, say, a small company accountant sits down at the keyboard looking for a way to computerize their invoicing, they don't key in invoicing solutions, they key in invoicing software, because that's what they see themselves as buying. Here's another example, much nearer to home. It's a real life example. I earn my living copywriting. I eat, sleep, dream copywriting. So when deciding my own search terms, it's pretty obvious that they should include a certain word. What is it? Go on, you say it. Say it out loud. No, not copywriting. That's my view of the world because that's what I do. But I must think like someone searching. People who include the word copywriting in their searches are mainly interested in the art of copywriting, or a copywriting career, or how much they could earn copywriting, and so on. People searching for my services use terms like brochure copywriter, white paper copywriter, because they're looking for a freelance copywriter. Using these simple rules, this is what I've achieved with Google searches. Brochure copywriter, position number 1 out of 500,000 competing sites. Pharmaceutical copywriter, position number 1 out of more than 750,000 competing sites. Logistics copywriter, position number 2 out of 1.5 million sites. And most importantly to me, my background happens to be IT. IT copywriter, position number 1 out of 19 million competing sites. Simple techniques, but they work.